On October 3rd, 2024, Brice Turang ends the Brewers season with this ball, hit 83.4 miles per hour. It's a bitter end to a bitter end of the season for Brice Turang, who averaged just 82.3 miles per hour on his last 50 batted balls. If that were his season average, it would rank, hold on. Okay, I guess I could scroll faster. It'd be last. Dead last by over 1 mile per hour. And thus, it became official. Brice Turang has no juice. Over the winter, Brice Turang does something. I don't know, he didn't tell me, we're not friends. Not that we know each other and decided not to be friends, we just don't know each other. But if we did, we definitely wouldn't be friends. On his first 50 batted balls of 2025, Brice Turang's average exit velocity was 92.4 miles per hour, an increase of 10.1 miles per hour from how he ended 2024. On this same list, 92.4 miles per hour would rank 21st. In fact, Turang sets a new personal best exit velocity on just his 6th batted ball of the year. It's the start of an astronomical breakout from Brice Turang. He increased his OPS by over 100 points, nearly tripled his career high in homers, and he is now absolutely smacking the baseball around. So the question becomes, what did Brice Turang change in the mysterious winter between 2024 and 2025? Luckily, the answer is simple. Brice Turang changed literally everything. This is Brice Turang in 2024. And this is Brice Turang in 2025. It's hard to believe this is even the same guy. We'll start with the hand position. 2024 Turang has the bat behind him. 2025 Turang has the bat vertical, in front of him. Why make this change? 2024 Turang is all over the place. His hands are moving, his legs are moving, his bat is moving. All this movement makes the swing inconsistent. The swing starts from a different point each time, and it makes timing the pitcher much more difficult. You can also see that before contact, Turang's bat is vertical. So if this is the position you want to hit the ball in, why not just start there? The result is a simplified setup that eliminates excess movement. Here's 2024 Turang, and here's 2025 Turang. There's no more hitches and nothing that can mess up timing. You can see now how still he is before the pitch. Turang now doesn't need to get the bat where it needs to be because it's already there. Let's talk about the leg kick. I haven't shown you the leg kick because the leg kick starts before the swing does. Interactive moment, but you have to actually do it, okay? Get in your batting stance and place your feet wider than you normally would. Try to lift up your front leg. What do you notice? It's a little uncomfortable and you can't really get it all that high. Now, bring your legs real close together and try again. It's much easier, right? Now, I don't know if he did it in his living room, but this is the exact change that Turang made. By moving his front leg back in the box by 5 inches, he allows himself to have a larger leg kick. The leg kick is huge for power. Leg kicks distribute weight to your back leg. Then when the pitch comes, you can transfer that weight to your front leg, drive your front foot into the ground, and explode. You can see the incredible difference in Turang's leg kick year over year, where Turang goes from essentially no leg kick to huge leg kick. So Turang changed how deep he is in the box, but did he change how far he is from the plate? Well, not by much. Turang is only standing 0.7 inches further from the plate. That doesn't seem significant enough to warrant a section of this video. Well, I noticed in Turang's 2024 stance, he's choking up. This is something I'd expect maybe in a 2-strike count or when you really need a ball in play and you're willing to sacrifice bat speed for bat control, but there's nobody on, and this is the first pitch of the at-bat. So I poked around Turang's hardest hit balls of 2024, and in each of them, Turang is choking up. This is Turang's setup for his hardest hit ball of 2024. Look how high his hands are on the bat. This is fascinating to me because this means Turang isn't actively hitting for power. He's not even trying to slug in 2024. When you choke up, you're essentially swinging less of the bat. When you swing less bat, you create less whip, which means you bring less force and less bat speed to the ball. You also carry less of the bat's mass with you to the contact point, which limits the damage you can do to the baseball. Now, in 2025, Turang isn't choking up anymore. But what does this have to do with him standing 0.7 inches further from the plate? Well, what do you think this distance is? Maybe 0.7 inches? Now that Turang isn't choking up anymore and he's swinging 0.7 more inches of bat, he has to move back 0.7 inches from the plate so his barrel still covers it. Pretty cool. I also noticed that Turang is now using a knobless bat. I don't know much about knobless bats, but I do know that Jeff McNeil made the switch, and he claimed the knobless bat felt lighter to him. And if the bat feels lighter, you can swing it harder. Let's talk about the angle of the stance. Interactive moment. I know, I'm sorry you have to get up again. Get in your stance and put your front foot a little closer to the plate than your back foot. If you don't have a home plate in your home, why not? Swing and see how it feels. Now move your front foot back further from the plate than your back foot and swing. Which one do you like better? There's no right answer, but you're definitely weird if you like the first one. Only 28 of 222 qualified hitters, around 13%, prefer the closed stance, with your front foot closer to the plate. There's a reason for this. Here's Christian Campbell, who's got one of the most closed stances in the league. You can see as he gets ready to make contact, he lifts his front foot and places it further back, opening his stance. The front hip needs to open to allow the bat to contact the baseball. So most players start with the front hip open to give themselves a head start and allow themselves to be quicker to the baseball. Last year, Turang's stance was 1 degree closed. This year, he's 6 degrees open. It's kind of hard to see with the Miller Park camera angle. It's Miller Park, but you can really see it here. He's now much, much quicker to the baseball, and the results show it. On pitches 98 miles per hour or harder last year, he OPS'd .555 with a 28% whiff rate. This year, he's near 1 dotting with a whiff rate of just 22%. He's also absolutely destroying inside pitches now with his open stance, slugging an otherworldly 700. Here's him blasting a Paul Skeens fastball 437 feet. Open stances also help to hit same-handed pitchers. Turang has raised his OPS off lefties from 586 last year to 752 this year. Being quicker to the baseball is so important for Turang because he's made a huge change in where he's hitting the baseball. In 2024, Turang was hitting the ball 5.7 inches in front of the plate. This year, he's hitting the ball just 1.2 inches in front of the plate. Turang needs to be quicker to the ball because he's trying to see more of the pitch before he swings. Hitting is mostly swinging, but a lot of it is about the pitches you don't swing at. Last year, Turang's chase rate was in the 48th percentile. This year, he's in the 78th percentile. Because Turang has such good bat-to-ball skills, he was losing a lot of plate appearances by making weak contact out of the zone. In 2024, he lost 48 plate appearances to weak outs, 85 miles per hour or less, out of the strike zone, ranking 17th in baseball. This year, with the help of seeing the ball deeper and making better swing decisions, that number is down to 27, ranking 124th. Okay, should we talk about the actual swing now? In 2024, Turang's attack angle was 1 degree. Attack angle is the angle the sweet spot of the bat is traveling the moment it hits the ball. 1 degree is so low, it's the number one example of low attack angles on the MLB page defining the attack angle. The MLB average is 10 degrees, and the ideal attack angle is anywhere from 5 to 20 degrees. On swings with attack angles between 5 and 20 degrees, hitters slug .502. Less than 5, hitters slug .365. Over 20, hitters slug .359. With Turang's 1 degree attack angle, he made ideal contact just 26% of the time. This was the lowest of any qualified hitter by nearly 10%. Turang's new swing has a 7 degree attack angle, allowing him to make ideal contact 45% of the time. I tried, and I do not know how to edit Spencer Horwitz out of this picture. It's kind of ruining the whole thing I got going here, but whatever. Okay, let's recap. Brice Turang now starts with his hands raised and his bat vertical. He got rid of all movement before the pitch. He moved his front foot back in the box, which allows him to have a bigger leg kick. He stopped choking up, he started using a knobless bat, he opened his stance, he deepened his contact point, and he increased his swing attack angle. But here's the coolest part. This is Brice Turang on April 3rd, 2023, in his 4th career game. Look at this. His hands are high, his stance is super open, he's not choking up, and he has a massive leg kick. And by July, it's all gone. He closes the stance and gets rid of the leg kick. He does an interview on MLB Network explaining that with the leg kick, he was getting away from himself. And by getting rid of it, he can play his game, which is low line drives and working his speed. It's a good interview. I'll link it. They sneak in a Sal Frelick highlight just to make sure you're really paying attention. 2025 Turang has come full circle. Back to the guy he was when he first came up, only better. The sky is truly the limit for this guy. 30-30 and a 7-WAR season is within reach. This guy is really, really good, and it's time the whole world knows.